Okay, gonna make a video on fixing the Chevy Equinox. I'm just starting my car because it was sitting for like a week. Uh, yeah, but yeah, just gonna let it run so the battery doesn't die. Okay, all right. So Chevy Equinox. This is what's going on. I don't exactly know what's going on, but traction control light, stability track, and then the parking brake thing. The brake fluid was, I put brake fluid in it. It didn't change anything. I don't have a scan tool just yet. It's coming today, but it's gonna come in late from the sounds of it. The engine sounds fine. There's enough oil in it, so that's, and then also with the things that it's doing, I don't think it would be that. I think it's like either a wheel bearing or a speed sensor, or you know, we popped the fuse on accident, or we did something to pop a fuse, you know. So yeah, I just turned it on to show the lights. I'm gonna check the wheel bearings and go from there. When we get the scan tool, I'll show you guys the codes, and then we'll also go from there. If I don't find anything with the wheel bearings, we're gonna have to use the scan tool. And you know, I'm gonna look at stuff, you know, look at the wires and stuff like that. Yeah, and check the fuses, because that's, at this point, that's all I can do right now until I get the scan tool. So yeah, I'll show you guys how to check wheel bearings and stuff. Yeah, just hang on. Okay, obviously you're gonna want to jack it up. You can't use a jack stand because you're gonna put your fingers in a compromising position. But yeah. So basically you grab the sides of the tires, you go back and forth, you know, like you try to shake it back and forth. You don't have to like try too hard. And then you grab it from the top and bottom, and you go up and down is the wheel bearing. Usually side to side is like a I can't think right now. That work was crazy. But up and down is a wheel bearing usually, and then side to side is suspension components, like inner and outer tie rods or stuff like that, you know, like, yeah. From what I remember from school or whatever. But if there's any movement, like when you shake it, there's a problem. Yeah, there's definitely a problem. And then obviously it's a front wheel drive car, so it's not gonna spin. But if, yeah, when you spin it, if there's noise or whatever, you can look at the rotors and stuff like that, see if they're okay. There is a scar on it, so I don't know. I didn't bring out the impact just yet. I checked the brakes like 4 months ago. They were okay. We don't really drive this that often. Yeah. So I'm gonna rule out the brakes for now, other than like a speed sensor, or you know, if it has a brake sensor or whatever. Yeah. But yeah. The neighbor walked by. It gets awkward. Yeah, so I'm gonna go check the other side, but yeah, side to side and up and down. Yeah. This doesn't have any movement, but like very minimal movement is usually okay. But like if it's like severe movement where it's like clunking, you got a serious problem. Okay, figured out what's going on with the Chevy Equinox. The scan tool came in. This is also a voltmeter and a battery tester, as well as an OBD2 code reader. But yeah, so the problem that I found, because it can't read the codes, yeah, so this wasn't too, well, I think it solved the issue. But okay, so because it couldn't read the traction control codes and stuff like that, I decided to test the battery. You know, like let me see, make sure the battery's okay, because we've had this for 2 years or something. No,
we just got it.
Yeah.
This year.
Was it this year?
Yeah, we got this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we got this year. We haven't done anything with the battery. And then so I decided to let me test the battery because it kind of makes sense that some of the functions won't work. So you know, we'll do the test right now. So battery test, hit OK. It's an AGM. We're gonna call cranking amps 700 right there. It says AGM 700 cranking amps, and hit OK, and do its thing. And it says replace battery, and then the call cranking amps now that it measures is 396 and it's rated at 700. So basically when it's running, the battery is not strong enough to keep all the other functions going. So yeah, so that's what's going on. So, and then regardless, like, you kind of have to start with the battery because that's what keeps it running. Yeah, so we're gonna replace the battery whenever we get a chance. But yeah, that's what I found. Yeah, you can also do like similar tests like this with a multimeter, but obviously you can't measure cold cranking amps. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Test battery. You can test the start, the start test of the battery. That did check out though, which is kind of, well, the battery does hold a charge still, but it's the cold cranking amps that are like going out. Yeah, so it's also a multimeter and an OBD2 code reader. I think you can make sure that your emissions, like before you go to emissions, make sure that the functions are working. Yeah, but this thing's pretty cool. I'll put a link in the description, but it is a Autolink, part number AL539. Yeah, it's pretty sick. So hopefully we figured this out. Yeah, I'll get back to you guys if this is the problem.